Dorico 1.2 brings some huge new features and dozens of improvements and enhancements to Steinberg's advanced music notation software. I'm Anthony Hughes, and in this video, I'll be showing you what you can expect when you update to Dorico 1.2. Dorico now makes it very quick and easy to create a correctly formatted cue, though it is the only scoring program to include cues that are linked to the original source material and which are updated in real time if the source material changes. There is a new panel for cues in write mode, and Dorico even suggests places that you may want to include cues for each player. Dorico's new support for unpitched percussion is unparalleled. Its flexible approach makes it possible to create kits of percussion instruments that can then be displayed on a 5-line staff, percussion grid, or as individual instruments, as and when required. This means you can condense percussion lines down for a full score, then present as a grid in the player's instrumental part. There are powerful tools for defining the appearance and playback of playing techniques, and even a dedicated percussion editor in play mode. Dorico 1.2 adds sophisticated support for keyboard, brass, and string fingering. It's easy to add fingering for chords and ornaments and finger substitutions, as well as alternative and editorial fingering. Dorico supports easy creation of fingering for valved brass instruments, slide indicators for trombones, and horn branch indicators. And for string instruments, Dorico can show the direction of a shift up or down the fingerboard. A new popover has been added for adding intervals to existing notes, giving you powerful ways to build up chords across a selection. Make a selection in the music and type Shift-I to open the popover. Then specify intervals using positive numbers to add notes above or negative numbers to add notes below. For example, typing 3 and pressing Enter will add a third above to each note in the selection. You can add multiple intervals in a single operation by separating them with commas, for example, a third above and a fourth below. By default, notes will be added using diatonic intervals. However, you can specify the quality of the interval to add major, minor, diminished, augmented, and perfect intervals, and so on. It's now even easier to change your mind or correct errors during note input. Now, when you input a note and use the Shift, Alt, left or right arrows to shorten or lengthen the note you just input by the current duration of the rhythmic grid, the caret moves as well so that you can continue inputting without having to pause to move the caret to the correct position. As well as being able to lengthen and shorten notes and other items by the current rhythmic grid value, there are now menu items to double or halve the duration of selected notes. A new dialog has been added to allow you to filter notes by pitch. You can build up a list of pitches to filter by, and because the list is preserved for each project during the session, you can easily run the filter again. When importing a MIDI file, you are now able to make various decisions about how the MIDI file will be interpreted, including setting the split point for grand staff instruments and preserving note velocities and positions that can be used during playback. And in play mode, it is now possible to input notes directly into the piano roll using the new Draw tool. Use the key command D and drag out notes at the desired pitch for the required duration. New engraving options now give you additional ways to draw notes. Dorico now supports the 4 most commonly used systems for shape note or Sacred Harp notation, whereby each note is given a different note head according to the degree of the scale to which it corresponds. Figurenotes is a fixed system for coloring notes according to pitch that is widely used in education, particularly for students with accessibility or special educational needs. Chord Symbols now support modes. Either type the desired modal chord into the popover, or enter a chord symbol and then use the new Show as Mode property. It is now possible to change the scale factor of practically every item in the score, You can choose between one of 4 predefined sizes and specify a custom scale factor as a percentage of the prevailing size. Dorico now has basic support for LV ties. Select a note and activate the Laissez Vibrer tie property in the Notes and Rests group. There is an engraving option for setting their default length, and you can edit them in the same way as other ties in engrave mode. You're now able to choose to show full, abbreviated, or no staff labels for individual systems by setting a new property of system breaks. And it's possible to specify whether or not a particular instrument's pitch should be shown as part of its staff labels via a new option in the Edit Names dialog. Simple improvements have been added to speed up your workflow, including new key commands to help you navigate around your music. For example, pressing W with a note selected switches between the full score layout and its corresponding part layout. During note input, holding down Control, and that's Command on Mac, and pressing the up and down arrow keys now moves the caret to the top or bottom staff respectively. And with many more enhancements to help you work with your music, we think you're going to love Dorico 1.2. If you found this video helpful, please click the thumbs up button below to let me know you've liked it, and subscribe to our Dorico channel today to see many more videos like this one. I'm Anthony Hughes. Thanks for watching.